Hey, it's Pastor Cochise, Set Free Church Daytona. Got to go to a pastor's luncheon day and had a really good time. There's some really good men down here that I get to hang out with every once in a while. But anyway, we was being silly, or I was being silly at this thing, and I was listening to some stories and about church members and no names were given out, by the way. But I was sitting at a table with these guys, and they was talking about this one gentleman who had left one of their church and joined the other, and they was talking about how this guy was just very hard to please, and he'd get upset at the pastor. He called one of the pastors, and when he was calling, this minister had an emergency, and he couldn't answer his phone, and he couldn't get back with this guy as quickly as this member thought he should. So he was whining. He whined to that pastor, whined to another pastor, and went on around. Anyway, I was just sitting there, and I looked at this young man across the table. I said, if that had been me, I just said, hey, dude, do you want some cheese with that wine? And the young guy said, you would have said that, wouldn't you? I said, I'm not really for sure if I would or not, but, just to make things light. And then it came around to talking about, uh, conflicts in a church or on a job. You get two couples, two families, start arguing and bickering over one of them didn't get their way. They didn't get the yay vote and their side didn't win. And now there's animosity in the church or in the business. And anyway, there's just tension there. And they call the pastor in, and the pastor, he spends hours upon hours of mediating and counseling, and they shake hands. They go back up. They're still sitting on different sides of the building, and the tension's there. They've not really gotten over it. It's still hard feelings, and everybody feels it and sees it. And I just said, well, what you should do instead of wasting all that time counseling, just take the two men outside and draw a circle and put them in it, and let them whack each other for a little bit. Sometimes when you fight with somebody, you can become a very good friend with them. You get out that pent up anger or bitterness out of you, and it's just better. And I said, it won't last very long, I guarantee you. And then you go back in, and it's all over with. And everybody kind of laughed. I'm not sure that's not, we may ought to start doing it. I mean, that's what we did in grade school. I had this buddy in grade school. We were just pretty tight, but after a while, he got on my nerves, and I got on his. And I think we were in the seventh grade or something. We went outside, and this dude, I just couldn't take him no more. So I hit him right in the jaw, and he hit me back. And we looked at each other, and he said, man, that hurt, didn't it? And I said, yes, it did. And seriously, we became very good friends after that. We spent nights in each other's homes and running around, doing whatever teenagers do all the way through high school. We had a great time together. We became very good friends. The reason why, because that bitterness we had inside of us, we had released it through these tensions. Take those guys outside and nothing else, let them holler at each other. I told them, I said, let them call each other low-life, egg-sucking dogs. Get rid of that pent-up anger and get back inside the church or the business, wherever you're at, and start working together again. I guarantee it'll work. See, I feel the same way about politics. I don't like war. Uh, you know, like for example, let's say if Obama and Putin, they got a problem. Well, why let young men die over these guys? Draw a circle, put Obama and Putin in it, and let them whack each other for a little bit. Just get it over with, and get that pent up anger and bitterness out of it. Don't hold a grudge. If you lose, you lose. I got my butt whipped pretty good one time. I actually went to my daddy's funeral with a black eye, and I was still eating out of a straw. Now I know what some of you are saying. Boy, doesn't sound very Christ-like. Yeah, I know, but it sounds very Cochise-like.